Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my tutorial on how to install Requiem 1.8.1.1 by Zarian and Ogreboss using the Nexus Mod Manager. In the first tutorial, we went over the installation of Requiem 1.8 using the installation guide provided by Ogreboss on the Requiem wiki. If you haven't done this yet, I highly encourage you to check it out, unless you have it installed already, in which case, awesome. In this second part, we will expand on the basic Requiem installation from part 1 by adding a few commonly used mods. I want to stress that this tutorial isn't about how to mod Skyrim. There are plenty of great tutorials for that already. This is just to show you what to expect when installing mods for Requiem. With that out of the way, let's begin. We will start off by downloading the mods we want to install. To do this, we'll browse to www.nexusmods.com/Skyrim. Or Google it if you don't want to, type that much. We're going to install the following mods, and if needed, its Requiem patch. Alternate Start, Live Another Life, Immersive Armors and Weapons, the unofficial patches for the various DLCs, clothing and clutter fixes, and weapon and armor fixes redone with no add-ons. Those last two we're installing because they're prerequisite of some of the Requiem patches needed for some of those other files. So it'll be a good demonstration about how things kind of rely on other things to work, especially with Requiem. More so with Requiem than other mods. Okay, let's start searching. Alternate Start. Google works just as well if the built-in Nexus mod searching doesn't really show what you need to. Okay, once we're here, we're going to go to Files, and I'm just going to go ahead and download this. Make sure it's the right one. As with anything, especially with Requiem, be sure to read the instructions. It's so important when you're modding. But again, this isn't about how to mod. So once again, we've downloaded, and it is completed. Let's grab the other ones while we're here. So, Immersive Armors. Okay, we'll just go ahead and grab that. And it should start downloading. Then we're going to find Immersive Weapons. And we'll download that. Let's find the unofficial. I don't think I spelled that right. Unofficial. Okay, unofficial Skyrim patch. We're just going to grab each one for our DLCs. And so from here, I think I can get the Dawn Guard. Now, I don't know if there's any restrictions on how many things you can download at once. I'm a lifetime subscriber to Nexus Mods, so I know there's no restrictions on me. So you may have to wait a little bit longer if you're trying to download all these things. I'm really not sure how that works. Okay, so these are the ones I want. And did I get Dragonborn? Nope. Now, just to be clear, Requiem only really requires Dawn Guard. Hearthfire and Dragonborn are not required. However, some of the patches that have been provided by people who have created custom Requiem patches do require these things. So I'm going to download them. Okay, and I want clothing and clutter fixes, I believe. Again, this is the legendary, so you need to have Hearthfire. This is one thing I didn't get until I made this tutorial, but it was like $5, so I figured, yeah, I might as well get it. I've never actually played that. I don't see generally why I would play it when I can mod a, mod a house up. All right, weapon and armor fixes. Except I don't want that one. I want weapons and armor fixes remade. Or is it redone? Remade. Okay. And I'm going to download that. So, I can see we're still downloading some of the bigger packages. Looks like Immersive Armors and Immersive Weapons, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'll come back in about 6 minutes when it's done. Okay, the downloading for all the main mod files is almost complete. And the mods have been added here. So, before we can install this and play our game, we now need to download the Requiem patches for this. Now, there are a lot of different patches that have been made available. Some are have been made for 1.8, but a whole bunch have not yet been updated. Like yes, I already know we have Requiem patches for all these that I'm about to install. So I'm just going to type in a Google like Immersive Armors Requiem 1.8. And I'm looking for, I think it's this one. And this is the website. So right now, this is the one that has kind of what I'm looking for. Again, at the time that you do this, this may have changed, this may have updated, or there may be other websites available. Or other authors. So this time, we're going to grab the files that we need for the mods that we have downloaded. So I'm looking for Immersive Weapons and Armors combined. See, this also requires the unofficial patches as well, which is what we're going to have to get additionally. So download with manager. And I'm going to keep scrolling down. And we're looking for the Requiem unofficial patches patch and Requiem or Dragonborn Requiemified. Hit the download button. And I also believe we're looking for the clutter ones as well. Somewhere. Okay, no. So that's it. So these two patches will cover pretty much everything. And it's completed. So let's start installing everything. Again, some of these mods are definitely bigger than others and will just take a lot of time in order to unpack the archive that you downloaded. I guess this probably could have been faster if I did this tutorial like a RAM disk or something. Unfortunately, my computer is not that good. Okay, at some point this menu is going to pop up, and I'm just going to click Finish since I do not have UNP. Okay, we'll now install Immersive Weapons. Apparently the latest version of these is 100,000. As you can see, sometimes the progress bars really just fail. Okay, we'll install some more patches. At this point, I know these mods, and the order in which I install them really doesn't matter. It all comes down to the load order, at least for these ones. Okay, in this one, we decided to not install any options. And I have Skyrim plus Dawnguard plus the Dragonborn. I do have Immersive Weapons. And I don't have anything else. Okay. We have installed those mods. So we go back to our load order, and it's a mess. Things are definitely not in the right order. Now, this is where your experience with modding will really come in. I don't really use loot or boss or anything like that. I just kind of go through and do it myself. Again, this is not really a tutorial on how to mod, so I'm just going to go through and start fixing up the load order. So, we all know Requiem for the Indifferent goes to the bottom. We know Requiem, we kind of want that down there. Well, let's kind of figure out what. So alternate start. Now this is an important one. Normally you would put this behind Requiem. However, if you read the Requiem manual during your installation, like I know you did, there was a notation that said alternate start, live another life, goes after Requiem. So we're going to leave that. This one, however, we can put up there. Armor stuff we can put up there. Immersive Weapons we'll put up there. So, Requiem, Immersive Weapons, and Armor. We want it below Requiem. And, of course, below everything else as well. However, it also needs unofficial patches and Deborn. So, we're looking for that one right there. So, we actually need to put that above that. And this requires clothing, clutter fixes, and all that kind of stuff. So, we want to just keep putting this stuff up here. That. And okay, this mod order looks pretty good. Of course, anybody who's watched my Let's Play knows that I mess this thing up all the time. So, you know, I still mess up. But I think this looks pretty good for a shot here. Now, before we can play, we have to rerun that program that will requify all our new mods. So, I'm going to load up a library here. And I'm going to go to my Skyrim install directory again. So Steam apps, common, Skyrim, data, Skyproc patchers, Requiem, and once again, I'm going to run this. Or again, you can run that if you need to. I'm going to run this as administrator, very important. Found Java. Give me the same message again. And I'm once again going to choose my install folder. Okay, I'm going to patch. Now, this is going to take a little bit longer than last time. This is because I have, you know, a bunch more mods installed that it has to go through. Oh. And here we've run into a problem. It says the unofficial Dawnguard patch has some missing masters, which is the unofficial Skyrim patch. So it looks like I missed something. This could be very common. So I want to just make sure that I have my load order correct. In this case, I need to do that. So unofficial Skyrim patch needs to be above all the rest of these. You see they all require unofficial Skyrim patch. So, there you go. It's really easy to mess up your load order, but the important part is to not get discouraged and continue to work through it. I don't recommend modding if you don't have patience. So, I'm going to go back to here, run as administrator, and let's do this again. Steam apps, common, Skyrim data. Okay. And apparently I have another problem. So, weapon armor fixes missing masters immersive weapons. So, see? Darn load order. So let's just go through this. Now I've had a couple errors. I'd like to just make sure that everything looks good. There are easier ways to do this, but I feel a manual approach really increases your understanding of what is going on. Okay, so one more time. Tell you what, I'm really tired of finding this directory. I should probably make a shortcut if I make any more mistakes. Okay, let's hope we don't get any errors this time. Okay, it's created the new Requiem for the Indifferent file. I already have it checkmarked here. However, I want to make sure nothing's changed. So I'm going to close and reopen the Nexus Mod Manager. And I'm just going to make sure that my load order looks good still and that it's still checkmarked. Okay, well, if everything went good, it should run. Let's find out. Okay, so for this, we're going to start a new game. And if everything worked correctly, we should start with Live Another Life, which it looks like we did. So I'll just create a new character here, call him Test Guy. And here is the apparently new version of this mod. It's different than the one I used when I started. We should be fine. So let's go ahead and talk to the statue of Mara.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
Say, I was camping in the woods.
The woods can be so peaceful this time of year. Good hunting.
Thank you. And one thing that's already annoying is that my gonna get brought up there. Okay. So we'll go find our bed up here. And let's see if it worked. So now Requiem will now initialize its scripts. Please be patient. And we'll see if it worked. Okay, Requiem has now finished its maintenance operations. You can continue your journey and enjoy Requiem's latest version. So everything looks good. There's Alduin flying off there. So let's test some of the Requiem-fied Immersive Armors stuff. Make sure it works. So I'm just going to choose, let's see, what do we got for steel helmet? I'm just going to add, here we go, 0001 39541. Okay, so I added a steel helmet. Now you'll notice I can get kind of the load order. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, I can get kind of the load order on the side there that I covered up. Okay. So, we'll look at a steel helmet here, and I can see that it is 94. So, it's kind of our baseline. So, I'm now going to find some kind of equivalent steel armor. I'm just going to go helmet. And I'm looking for things from the Immersive Armor set, so 10, right? So, there it is. What do we want? How about Vanguard plate helmet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D, 8, 6, 1. And it helps to type it in correctly. And we'll see if they are equivalent. I got this weird second mouse thing going on. And you can see 94, 111. So they are around that equivalent area. So it looks like that they have been properly patched. And at this point, I could play the game and save the world. I hope you have enjoyed these tutorials, and I hope they were useful to you. And if you have any questions or concerns or suggestions, please include them below. And in case you noticed, I had some unendorsed mods on the download page. I went through and endorsed them during one of the breaks. For some reason, I had forgotten to endorse all the mods that I have been so lucky to use in my Let's Play. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Alright, have a great day and enjoy your adventures in Requiem.